Hey guys, this is test 43 game 1. This is the Civic parade game. It's an ordering game. We know this because the third line of the initial paragraph tells us the groups are ordered from first to sixth, from front to back. So I've laid out a lot of rules here, but don't worry, I'll explain all that. Here's the front next to 1, here's the back near 6, so we know it's front to back. We've got the 6 variables that we've got to place in order. We've got at least 2 things between P and M. So for that reason, I've done P-X-X-M, telling us that there's at least 2 things loosely occurring between P and M in that particular order. Of course, there could be even more than 2 things between P and M. This is simply saying at least 2, so I've loosely related them. Then for the next rule, there's exactly 1 thing between F and V, and that thing is behind F but before V, meaning it's F, then the other mystery thing, then V, in that specific order. Then they tell us G is 1, 3, or 5, so I've simply noted that as being G is not 2 or 4 or 6, because it could be any of 1, 3, or 5, but that's still pretty open-ended, so I don't want to put G 1 or 3 or 5. I found this was a more concise way to represent that. And so this is pretty much our initial setup for the game, not a whole lot to do up front. We'll do more of the work here over the course of the game. Now, question number 1 is a typical orientation question. We just want to take one rule at a time and apply that rule to all 5 choices looking for violations. So you could take the information that there must be at least 2 things between P and M P and M must occur in that order, of course. A has only 1 thing between P and M. That's unacceptable, so A is gone. B's also got only 1 thing between P and M in that order, so B is gone. C is good on that issue, D is good on that issue. E has the ordering reversed. It has M occurring before P. That's unacceptable, so E is gone. We're now down to C and D. We can look for the fact that we must have exactly 1 thing between F and V in that specific order, and we find that choice C has V space F. We need F space V. C was bad, D is good. It's our answer to number 1. Next, number 2, if G is immediately ahead of V, telling us that we've got G occurring immediately before V, and we've got the F space V consecutive occurrence, so we know that F has to go immediately before G then, and we've got this box of F, G, V occurring in this order. Now, given that G is going to have to be on either 3 or 5, it can't be on 1, of course, because then how could F go before it? We've got 2 different main possibilities for the game here. Either we have we've got F on 2, G on 3, and V on 4, or we're going to have separate possibility, F on 4, G on 5, and V on 6. Now, the top possibility here is not going to work because how could we fit P and M with at least 2 things between them? It just wouldn't work out, so we eliminate that possibility. We're left to the bottom possibility now. And in order to have P occurring with at least 2 things between it and M in that order, we're going to have P on 1. And then we will either have M on 5 and J on 6, or we will have J on 5 and M on 6. And this is our situation for question number 2. So now they're asking us what could be 4th, and of course we have V on 4. So for this reason, E is our answer to number 2. Next, number 3, if V is immediately behind P. So here's V, we've got V immediately behind P, so P is going to be immediately before that, and of course we have the F space V rule, so we're going to have F immediately before that P, and this is all occurring consecutively in this box. Now, there's at least 2 things after P but before M, so either we're going to have 1 other thing and then M, so a larger box results, or we're going to have F, P, V as a box with then 2 things after V but before M. So these are the 2 different ways it could play out. We can't have any more than this, of course, because this is already 6 variables on this bottom possibility, and there's only 6 variables in the game. So we want to think about how this could actually play out in practice. We're going to have basically J and G occurring in these slots, of course, G has to be on 5, which would leave J to be on 4. So this is one possibility. The other possibility is a little bit more open-ended. But anyway, let's see what they're asking us for here. They're asking us who could be second. So the bottom possibility says P, but unfortunately P is not a choice. So this diagram is not going to be relevant to our solving this question, even though it is a valid diagram. Now with this thing here, P looks like it would be on second if we had F on 1, P on 2, V on 3. Of course, we don't want that to happen, so we're going to actually want to put G on 1, then have F on 2 perhaps, and something else coming afterwards. Anyway, there's a couple possibilities here. We could have, we could actually have to have J on 5 here, so that's actually not possible to have J in between G and F. J is going to go on 5, and we have G1, F2, P3, V4, J5, M6. This is the only possibility we're going to consider now that we've eliminated the bottom one. So here we have F occurring on 2. So A is our answer for question number 3 because P was not a choice. Question number 4, if J was on 5, what must be true? So I want to think now about how to fit in the PM rule, given that we got to have at least 2 things between them. Either we're going to have M on 4 and P on 1, or we're going to have J on 5 with M on 6, and then leave things a little bit more open-ended. Now the bottom possibility actually doesn't work out because we got to have this F space V rule. We got to comply with it, and there's simply no room for it to occur. We don't have a space where we could fit this thing. I mean, if we had F on 2, V would be on 4. If F was on 3, V would be on 5, but there's no room for those, and 6 is not enough for us to work with. So this bottom diagram becomes impossible to satisfy. We're left only with the top one. So we don't know exactly how things are going to play out. It still ends up pretty open-ended. We could have F1, V3 or F2, V4. Either of those might work out. So we scan through the choices. I want to look for what must happen. So our only musts that we really know for certain right now are J5, M6. J5 is not a choice, of course. That was just what they told us in the question stem. They're going to ask us about M. M on 6 we have right here, which is choice E. So E is our answer for question number 4. Next, number 5. What cannot go immediately behind G? So the first thing I would do is look at previous work here. Now we see that, looking at previous work, like from question number 1, choice D, we have F occurring immediately behind, meaning after G, so we can eliminate choice A for that reason. Let's see if any other previous work could help us out. We saw from question number 2 that we could have had G on 3 and V on 4, so it's possible to have V immediately behind it, so choice E is eliminated. Next, if we look at our work from question number 3, we saw M occurring immediately after G, so for that reason we can eliminate choice C, and we're now down to B and D. Let's try out choice B. Let's put J on 6 and G on 5. We would then of course have to have P on 1, M on 4, but then there's no room for F and V. And even if we put GJ on 1, 2 and PM on 3, 6, we'd still have the same problem. No room for the FV space rule over here. So for that reason, B is actually our answer to number 5. I will take a look at the other choice though, choice D with P. So if we put, of course, P can't actually go on 6. They would have to come earlier. So I'm going to put G on 1, P on 2. Then we could maybe have, M on 6. We could have F space V on 3 and 5, leaving J to go on 4. Works out perfectly fine, does not break any of the rules. So D can be eliminated, leaving B if you didn't get it before.